Hello, my name is Akhil and welcome to the channel The Harry Tinkers. I know it's been an extremely long time that I have come alone in a new video and in front of you. So today I'm going to talk about what's a renewal process of your passport in the UK. So it's not just for renewal. There is also, say for example, if you have a newborn in the UK, what is the process behind getting a new passport as well? Why am I talking about the renewal process? Because recently I have actually done a renewal of my passport from the UK. As you can see, I have recently done it, and you can see the seal over here. I have recently done the passport renewal from UK, and the process was extremely straightforward. It was not difficult at all, but I'm making everybody's life much more easier so that they don't struggle or they don't have to go through thousands of websites to identify what is the process is. So I have actually listed down very general question on a very high level, what are the set of process that needs to be done. What's a process of passport renewal in India? And that's also applicable for if you have a newborn kid and if you want to get a new passport or create a new passport, what is the process behind it as well? Now, it's very straightforward. You do have the passport URL or the passportindia.gov.in URL. The full link is provided in the description so that it's easier for you to click on the URL and go through the necessary process. Once you are in that URL, you would have a set of items that you need to fill in. And the next process that's going to come up is it'll ask you to verify your email address. So definitely you have to key in your email address as part of your process that needs to be done on that website as well or in the URL. And once your email is verified, all the necessary information gets updated. And the next thing is you would have a URL provided for you to open up your application status. So as I said, all these processes are on online basis. So you don't have to visit a place to go and do it. You have to do it online. So once the online application has been completed, definitely you have to book an appointment as well. So you have to book an appointment with whatever is the nearest location that's available. So for me, the place that I've selected was the London Goswell site. Please excuse me if I've not pronounced this place rightly. It's the London Goswell office that I have visited. This is a VFS office. So most of these places over here are based on VFS, and I would say my experience of that place has been really fantastic, even though the Google review was really bad. I believe the rating that they've given was around 2.3, and I felt like the service is going to be extremely pathetic, but the service has been extremely really good. So that's where my second question comes into picture. What are the set of or what is the process that runs behind it? Is the service really good? Is there any necessary documents that you would have to take before you visit this particular location? So there are a set of documents that you predominantly would have to take. So one of the documents that you would have to take is definitely your old passport. Right, so I do have my old passport as well. As you can see, the old passport has been like you can see a hole over here, so I can't use this passport anymore. That's sorted out. So I would have to take my the current passport that I have. The next thing is, since you are in the UK, you will definitely have a BRP card. So you would have to take your BRP card along with you, and then you would have to take your visa entry that would definitely be available on your the passport itself. So you would have to take a copies of your passport, copy of your the visa entry, or I would say the entry to the UK. The next one is the BRP copy that you would have to take. So please at least take 2 copies of each. So in case if you want to provide additional, you can basically provide it. So 2 copies of each is always required for you to take it. The next set of documents would be, say for example, what is actually happening right now is if in your existing passport definitely if you're not married or you're married now, so current process that's happening is you have to update your spouse information. So you have to take a marriage certificate, original certificate, a copy of two certificate again. So as I said, 2 copies each, the original and 2 copies. So whatever the documents that I'm talking about is you have to take original and 2 copies of the same document. So all of these has to be self-attested as well. The best thing that I would suggest is, instead of you doing a self-attest after immediately taking the printout, you can actually visit the location, and in front of them you can actually self-attest. So they will tell you what are the documents that you would have to self-attest, right? There are other documents which is more of, say for example, if it is for the newborn kid, you would definitely need the baby's parents certificate that is required, dad and mom. All the necessary, which is your BRP and all these necessary certificate is required. Even for them, the marriage certificate information is required, so that as in when the new baby's passport is available, you can actually see both your parents' information listed on that passport. Yeah. So for me, what has happened is they have actually added Maya's information as a spouse. And the same thing happened for Maya as well. She has done it in India. So, and as part of her renewal, she has updated my information. Another thing that has happened for me is I had to change my, my address. So any change that is required, you definitely need original certificate as well. So I have to provide my Aadhaar card information, because that's definitely what gives me a really good control on which is my location is. That also have my date of birth as well. Definitely you need a date of birth certificate as well. So Aadhaar card would be the best thing that you can provide. I have not taken any my 10th certificate or anything. I have not taken any other certificate, just one Aadhaar card information that I have taken. I have taken an additional certificate, which is my driving license. In case if they need an additional certificate, I have taken it. I have also had to take my Maya's the passport information as well. So that is also required for them because it's kind of a validity which they have, or a verification which they have to identify, yes, is this person is actually a spouse, right? So a marriage certificate is one, and the passport information is also required. So 2 copies of each. You have to take your spouse passport as well, because you have to show the passport. It is just for verification for them. As I said, all these copies should have an original documents as well along with you. So that's on the documents that is required. Now there are other set of documents which is specifically for VFS that is required. And additionally, as I mentioned, the kind of service that you're going to get, right? So for VFS, there are around 2 to 3 certificates which is generally required. I think that's one is the declaration certificate. You have an NSRE certificate that is also required, but you don't have to worry about all those things. You can actually visit the center and they can give you the the certificate for free. So initially, the process generally happens is with all these documents, with the appointment letter, you have to visit the location. At least you have to reach that place at least half an hour prior to the time frame, the allotted time frame. The reason why they ask you half an hour is because there could be a very long queue, and initially there is going to be a check that the person on the counter would do it, and that would take a little bit longer time. So if there are certificate that is not available, then they would basically help you in downloading the certificate or getting the information from the website, where they would have computers available, they have printers available. You can basically print and pull up the information for a certain pay, okay, a certain amount that you would have to pay over there. So when I'm talking about pay, another thing that I remembered is you cannot provide cash in any of these locations. So all of these places only take card. And what I've seen even the website is they only take debit card. You can basically take your credit card as well. Give it a shot if that's going to work. I have used my debit card since it's mentioned clearly in the website. You can give it a shot because it's a card, so you can tap it and then you can get it sorted out if that helps. So as I said, so in case if you don't have the certificate, you really need this thing to be processed, and they would help you in getting those necessary certificates as well, and they verify the information, and once that is done, they will ask you to go ahead and take whichever seat that's available, and you would receive a token number. So whenever they call with the token number, you have to visit that particular counter, and they would ask you for what are the documents that is required. They will ask you for one by one document. You have to provide that information. So next question that I have written is, what is the renewal cost? What is the renewal time, and what is the duration that it generally takes? Now, it depends. Now, if you're in fast track, it is going to be pretty fast. If you're in a normal process, it's going to be slower. Now, there are other services also which VFS provides. Now, based on the services, the prices are going to be more. Now, I have taken a very normal service. It's like, you take how much of a time that you want. I just need my passport back, right? That's the only process that I did. So the total amount that I had to pay was £84 for the service which was there. So now 84 when the time that I have actually taken the visa process was completed. Sorry, I wouldn't say visa. Basically, my passport renewal process was completed. Now it depends on the time frame. It depends on a lot of other things whether the prices have been increased or not. Now the second point which was there is, what is the renewal time that's going to take? For me, it took around 3 weeks. I have heard a couple of my colleagues saying that they got it within a week or two. Now, what they generally tell you is it takes around 4 weeks of time frame for you to get the passport. Yeah. Now, along with your passport, once you get the passport, you would definitely get two of these passport. One is your old passport, one is your new passport, and that's how you generally get it. And now, how do you track it? Now, as I said, so there is a tracking mechanism which they do have. You can pay for that service and you can get that necessary information either through email or through phone notifications that you can get. Now, I have not taken any of those information. So what I did is as I mentioned earlier, there is an online portal where you need to register. So which is the Passport Seva, page itself. So in that passport website, you can, or the Passport India website, you can actually see all the appointment information and it will tell you the status. Now, another interesting thing is that generally in India, you have to be available when you want to take the passport, or you have to collect the passport. So here what I've noticed is I was in the office when my passport came. The folk actually came down to the apartment. Maya was here, so she actually went to collect it. They have not asked for any proof or anything, but it is better to keep a proof just to make sure that are you the spouse or not. So I have, Maya have actually taken that information from, collected the passport from them, and they basically verify what is your addresses, where, and based on all those information, they will verify it and they'll give you the passport. So there was no issues as in such that happened over here. It was pretty straightforward process, and they have actually provided you the passport. Can I travel? Now that includes, can I travel if I submit my passport outside the country? It also includes what is the time frame that I would have to do the renewal process, which is a very interesting question. So generally, if you want to travel outside the UK or any other country, they generally say that you need minimum 6 months of validity on your passport. So it is a right process on the renewal to do it at least within 12 to 6 months window period for you to go ahead and renew it. Do not delay it, because what if you have to travel outside the country for an emergency purpose and your validity on the passport is extremely less than, or it's less than 6 months. That's going to put you in trouble. So just to avoid, I would probably suggest do it from 12 to maximum 6 months. I have actually done it in my 9th month, or I think, close to 8 months of the time is when I have actually done my renewal. So, and I got it within 3 weeks. So now I have a passport. Even if I want to travel outside the country, I don't have to worry about it. Now, this will become difficult for you if you have to travel. So always keep in your mind that do not do it after your expiry, because expiry is done. It's going to be very difficult because there are a lot of legal issues that's going to come into picture, right? So always make sure that you do it within the 12 to maximum 6 months of the window period of your expiry of the passport. Now, the question earlier was, can I travel during? Definitely you cannot travel if you don't have the passport outside the country. Definitely within the country you can go ahead and travel. There is no issues because you have a BRP. And that should be more than enough in case if somebody asks the question. And you can definitely show the renewal process if somebody asks any for any legal issues or anything. You can basically give that information. That should be more than enough. Police verification. This is a very interesting point. Now, you're not in your country, so definitely who's going to do it? For me, my parents was available. Now, there are a set of documents my parents have to take for the police verification that needs to be done. So definitely you can see the information in the website where exactly your current passport verification process is. So what I've done is, I have asked my parents to actually visit the nearest police station, whichever I've registered in the website, and I have asked him to take, so I've given him a copy of my Aadhaar card. I have actually asked him to take a copy of his Aadhaar card as well, the address proof, and the application form and the passport information. So these all information I've sent it to him, and with that he has actually went to the police station and he has provided the information to the verification team, and they have actually approved it on the next day itself. So it was a very straightforward process. There was no difficulty, nothing was there. It's just that they need to see the application form. So the application number, which is the APN number, if I'm not wrong, that's what it starts, and that's is something that is definitely required. You need to provide your passport information, a copy of the passport information, and you have to provide your Aadhaar card. Why I'm asking that my father have to take an Aadhaar card is because the address remains the same, right? That's as part of the address verification is why that is required. Address remains the same. The next point would be somebody have to show that he or she is my parent, right? And that also makes a big difference. Now, if your spouse is available in the country and you are in the UK, you can ask your spouse also to go ahead and do it. Make sure the necessary documents are actually taken as a verification. So one of the key things that you have to keep in your mind is that you need 2 passport size photos for the renewal of the service or for the creation of the new passport. Now the interesting thing that happened is in India, the passport size or the passport photo size is actually very small. Now I was also in a very good impression that okay, that should be more than enough, because I had the passport size photo with me, and I went to the VFS office and I gave the photo. And the interesting point that happened is that is not the size of the photo. The size of the photo is 2 inch by 2 inch. Now, what if you have actually not taken the photo or you have not taken the passport size photo from the UK? You don't have to worry about it. VFS at the center itself, they will take the photo and then put it. I think there's a charge of around 5 to 10 pounds if I'm not wrong. I think I've paid around 10 pounds if I'm not wrong for the service. So they do have the service available. So in case if you have not taken the photo, you don't have to worry. They will actually take a photo for you, and then you have to pay that additional amount to get it sorted out. That's all. So hope this video actually helped you in getting your renewal or creation of the new passport much more easier. Please provide your comments if you have any questions. I am absolutely here to help you out. Even Maya could help you out because she has also done the renewal process, but from India. So hope this video has been informative. Thank you for watching and have a good day.